there's an important date looming, and that's August 15th. And according to the county, 6,600 individuals have applied for rent assistance due to an inability to pay their rent on their apartments and homes resulting from COVID. And Ron, Governor Hogan's order ending the COVID emergency will allow residential evictions, which have been suspended, to proceed again on August 15th. Well, it's actually August 16th because August 15th is a Sunday. Is there going to be a tsunami of evictions as a result?
Yeah, I think so. I think Governor Hogan's measure was quite premature. While we may be coming out of recovery in terms of how many of our constituents, our residents, citizens in the state and across the country have been vaccinated, we're still in a need to recover economically. People haven't returned to work yet to the same effect that they've been working in the past, and unleashing the furor, so to speak, on our court system with renters and landlords and evictions is not going to help anyone anytime soon. We really need to focus on getting everyone back to work and reestablishing our economy to a healthy level before we consider measures like that.
Well, you know, the non-payment of rent cases have gone forward, even though the moratorium on evictions have occurred. Mm-hmm. So where you're going to see the impact is in the sheriff's office, who has to enforce those evictions. It's, you know, the courts have actually been processing non-payment and repossession cases unabated. So the only thing is that the sheriff hasn't been able to evict them. But Mark, here's a unique attitude that the state of California has announced, which is that it would use its COVID relief funds to pay 100% of all rent lost, residential rent, not commercial, lost due to COVID. Should Maryland do the same?
Well, I was going to make the observation. I mean, the data, I can't do Maryland or California, but the data nationwide shows that the arrearages from rents, comparing 2019, which is obviously pre-COVID and currently, are really not as high as you would have thought. They're only sort of not quite twice as high as a percentage as the pre-COVID. So I'm not sure that you can attribute all of those rent relief cases to COVID, since it's kind of a reflection of what happens normally in the marketplace. I think you really need to make kind of a case-by-case assessment. Where there's hardships, there's certainly an opportunity for the courts to respond to that, but I'm not sure you want to do that in a blanket. I'd point out that this relief is only applying to renters, so homeowners aren't getting any relief from Montgomery County on property taxes that were due last December. And so there are other folks who are also dealing with hardships. And I think we really want to do as a general principle, apply what relief we have to the folks that are most in need.
Well, if there's almost 7,000 people looking for rental assistance, you know that, I mean, in a county, even though we're a county of 1.5 million, that's still a significant number of people who are going to be impacted and potentially have to.
It's under 1%. I mean, obviously household numbers are a little different, but it's still, yeah.
It's 1% unless you're the guy being thrown out.
Right? Absolutely, and I think that's the whole point of really making an assessment on that's more targeted rather than.
Well, I will. I'm very critical of the county. But I think in this instance, the county is doing a great job in trying to find ways to assist people who are in need. When we come back from this short break, do you know who was the first known gay player on the Washington football team? Stay tuned to find out.